This is week 4 of my £500 budget for 1 month in Europe, visiting 4 countries and 9 cities. And yes, I can confirm it. It is absolutely possible to visit Europe with only £500. It's feasible. You just have to be diligent and disciplined with your budget. So now let me tell you how week 4 went for me. Did I manage to stay on budget or did I overspend and went over my £500 budget? So guys, remember that this budget of £500 included as well my flight, train, everything was included in that budget. So let me show you exactly what I spent and the lesson learned from this week. So on week 3, my remaining budget for this week was €149. For this week, I did not spend a lot on food when it comes to groceries because I was hosted by my friend Mary. So she fed me during all that time. And when I was in Barcelona, I went to Carrefour, which is a supermarket, a French supermarket, and I bought some grocery there. On this episode, guys, I'm not going to talk about the extra that I did outside of that budget. I will take you on this journey on the next episode. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe now so you don't miss the following episode stories on my travel journey tips for solo traveler, women over 50, traveling on a budget and backpacking the world. So if you don't know me, I'm Jazz and I'm a solo traveler. My goal on this channel is to invite you to live boldly, to go after your dreams, and to know that travel is for you too and that you can travel solo. It's the best self-care that I do for myself, and I would like to invite you to do the same. So remember that when you're backpacking, when you are on a tight budget, you cannot go to a restaurant. You cannot go eating out. Yes, you can do street food, which is extremely cheap in most places, but you cannot go sit and have a dining experience on that budget unless somebody invites you. I had a cost there that was not planned. So I got sick and I had to go to the pharmacy and it costed me €10.46. That's a cost that I could not plan because you don't plan to be sick. But it's always good to have a cushion. Right. Transportation for this week is £113.60. And all of it is almost my flight that I told you on week 3 that I spent a lot more than I should have. I could easily have a ticket in the 60, 70, 50 euro with EasyJet or Ryanair. However, I left it at the last minute and it costed me almost my entire leftover budget. And the thing is, when we were in Madrid, Barcelona, we walked. Barcelona was not part of this trip, but I decided to add it as an extra outside of this budget. Accommodation was zero. Again, because I was hosted by my friend Mary. My stay in the hostel in Madrid, I paid it in week 2. So I didn't have anything to pay for this week. And when I was in Barcelona, I slept at the airport. I had my flight the next day. When I was in Palma de Mallorca, I slept at the airport. Whenever I had just a one night somewhere, I stayed at the airport. There's Wi-Fi, there's plugs where you can put your computer. A lot of airports are 24/7 open, so I just took advantage of that and saved quite a lot of money on that. So many other travelers stays at the airport. There's one more item list that I did is souvenir. I usually don't do souvenir, but my best friend asked me to buy a fridge magnet. So I took her one for her, and that costed me €3. The total for week 4, and this was the last week for this challenge. As you see, it's possible to travel to Europe with just £500 very easily if you have people that can host you. I have to add that because if my friend Mary did not host me, if my brother didn't host me, I wouldn't have been able to make it under 500. I could, but which means I wouldn't have done the bus tour and I would have had to lower my food budget to €10 per week instead of €25. If I wanted to include accommodation as well in hostels. But because I do also house sit, it saves a lot of the cost of travel. So I have my house sit link in the description where you can get 25% off, and they give me 2 months free. So what's my remaining budget for the entire challenge? I am left with some coin, with some change. So when you stick just to the bare minimum, it's completely possible. I did some extras. They're not part of that budget. Make sure to activate the bell so you can be informed of my next video where I'm going to share with you valuable lessons learned from this challenge. So what did I learn for this week? It's completely possible to travel this way if you're traveling with other backpackers. By the way, I did it before. This is why it was not such a challenge for me, to be honest with you. I did that in South Africa, Namibia, Zambia, but I was with backpacker, meaning the people that will spend €1 per day to eat. I remember at the hostel where I was in Madrid, there was a kid that was with me. He was 20. We were both in the supermarket, and I saw him before in the hostel. We were staying in the same hostel. He was roaming around the supermarket and came out with one tomato, cherry tomato bag that they had there for €1. I bought one of those as well, so that's why I know the price. Because I was also looking for the cheapest thing, but I came out of it and I spent something like €6 something, uh, when he could only spend €1. I've seen that when I was in South Africa with a group of European backpackers.
Daniel, stay. Guys, here. I'll take a picture after. That's a video.
It's a video!
Yeah. It's okay, then I cut it into a photo. Look who we found here.
Hi, leaders, travelers.
Yeah. They didn't spend money at all. Their food was either apple, dry bread, or they were not spending any money on food, very little money. They would take advantage of the free food given at the hostel. Some hostels give you breakfast, so they will take jam and peanut butter and fill a lot inside the bread that they have that's given for that breakfast, and then scoop the extra and put it in the bread that they had on the side, the one they bought. So when you are with backpackers, it's very easy. They don't do attraction. Very rarely. Some will do. I'm not saying all of them. Some will spend money on attraction that they planned very well, but like the daily activities, they walk everywhere. I had trouble following them. We walked everywhere. So it is definitely possible to do it. The other thing that I wanted to add with you is if you are meeting up with friends that aren't in that journey of frugal or budget traveling, you will spend more money because you want to enjoy the experience, right? That's okay. As long as you have a budget aside for that. I knew that that budget was just to show you that it's possible to do it because I've done it countless of times. But when I met Amy and Mary outside of this budget, I counted it as my extra because it was not part of that budget. That budget allowed me to travel, eat very cheaply just by buying food. You saw in one of the videos my backpacker food. By the way, when I left my brother, I left so many of the food there because I always have is a meal replacement. Those like meal replacement, that's nice for the morning. I always travel, and this for my next one. I have a lot of like coffees, decaf coffees, different teas, sweeteners, pepper, green tea. Anyway, I have a lot of teas and things in here. And that's already ready for my next trip to Africa. I can have in here 1 month easily of breakfast. And when I'm in Africa, I love having the fruit. The fruit tastes amazing. I can just have some fruits, banana, mangoes, things in the morning, and I have my hot tea or my hot whatever. So my advice to you is if you want to do that type of budget and travel cheaply, you can definitely do it on £500. But if you are meeting friends along the way and you know that you will have to certainly go to restaurants, visit places, I would advise you to maybe increase from 500 maybe to 600 to allow for these activities and plan those in advance to make sure that you stay on budget. So this is a wrap up for week 4, and I actually managed to stay on budget, even below budget. And this is to show you guys you can do it. And traveling on a budget is not something that you have to do permanently. It's only allow you to travel and to not have money as a barrier to say, I need to have that much amount to travel. That's the way I find that I can keep traveling and doing what I love. Time to time, I enjoy having a luxury holiday, but it cannot be all the time. Otherwise, I could not travel that much. As you know, if you are a traveler, that no travel plan ever goes to the plan. So on the next video, I'm going to talk to you about all the mistakes I made. I don't know if I shared with you, I'm sure I shared with you that I am dyslexic and neurodivergent, and that come with a cost sometime. And my extras as well, I will be transparent with you and show you exactly what were my extra. If you want to splurge a little bit more and, enjoy your holiday and not be too worried about how much you're spending or have like a cap, let's say £1,000, you can do it, but you would have planned for it. So don't miss the next episode because I'm going to be brutally honest about what went wrong, and I am 100% sure that those mistakes that I made may help you to not have the same mistake and can help you on your own travel journey.